Christian nationalism is an ideology that is based around the idea that this is a Christian nation, that this was founded as a Christian nation, and therefore it should be a Christian nation today and should be so in the future. According to survey data, Christian nationalists agree with statements like the federal government should declare the United States of America a Christian nation. Our laws should be based on Christian values. Being a Christian is important if you want to be a real American.
We want people who've been canceled, who've figuratively given blood for the movement. We just want to say many. We never get to say many. Very partial to Australians. Hi, I'm Paul Dans. I'm director of the 2025 Presidential Transition Project, otherwise known as Project 2025. I had previously served under Donald Trump as his chief of staff at the Office of Personnel Management in his first term.
Can you explain what Project 2025 is?
Project 2025 is a new paradigm in helping a conservative president be ready to govern day one, making sure that the right people are ready to go and the right policies are at the fingertips of the next president. And that really is, if nothing else, a reverse engineering of our friends on the left. Conservatives typically have been focused on God, country, and family, and we've kind of left government to the side. We believe in limited government, particularly the federal government. And this is really an attempt by us as a movement to come together and get ready. What we're talking about right now is a major constitutional renovation, a cleaning of the House. What we have is a group now that's trying to deconstruct the United States. We are a nation state, and we are, ordered liberty. And what these folks are trying to really do is push towards a one world global government. We are now playing defense with whether it be the DEI or just really attacks on the family, on the human being. I think we're building a city on a hill. I think this is going to be a great culmination of our 250th birthday and the President Trump in office really being that beacon of democracy across the entire world, but also showing that Americans, have an unbridled belief in personal freedom.
Obviously, in Project 2025, you want people who bend or break the bureaucracy to the president's will. People would argue back, and have argued back, that you need a president who's surrounded by, advisors who will challenge him or her or push them. How do those two concepts work?
Sure. Well, President Trump speaks for himself, and he's always surrounded himself, as I understand, with disparate voices. That said, when he makes a decision, that's the decision. And, we're talking with that respect to making sure the president's will is done.
A powerful minority is on the rise with a particular vision of America.
You cannot separate God from politics. You can't take him out of our government.
It's one of the oldest and most influential currents in U.S. politics. But in a country deeply divided, the Christian right has found a new voice.
We desire to live in a Judeo-Christian nation with Judeo-Christian values.
It claims Christianity is under attack and that God belongs in government, with pastors preaching its message in churches and its beliefs guiding ultra-conservative candidates in the midterm elections.
I'm a Christian and I say it proudly. We should be Christian nationalists.
The movement is known to many as Christian nationalism, and the far right is taking it to the extreme.
We are the Christian Taliban.
The rise of the new Christian right is called Christian nationalism by some. The belief that America was founded as a Christian nation and that the government should keep it that way, blurring the line between church and state.
So Christian nationalism is a new term for a very old phenomenon. So it privileges a religious identity with citizenship. In its most virulent form, it turns out to also have an ethnic or racial component to it. In the U.S., that component has been around European descent or whiteness, really, as it has developed in the country. So when I talk about Christian nationalism in the U.S., I usually talk about white Christian nationalism.
And again, Christians, get out and vote just this time. You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years, you know what? It'll be fixed, it'll be fine.